Hey guys, it's me, it's Queen Osset Haru, and thank you for joining me for another wonderful edition of Ask an Aquarius. If you haven't already, please hit the red subscribe button and smack the bell. Also, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, pass it on to somebody else who might like it, and drop us a positive comment in the comment section. And remember, stick around to the end of the video because I am going to read you guys two of my favorite comments from previous videos. Also, don't forget, all of my information is underneath every video. My email is under there. My Amazon wish list is under there. My Patreon page is under there. Everything you need to know about how to get in touch with me on social media, all of that is underneath my video. Okay? All right, guys, let's get started. This one isn't a very difficult topic at all. This is just something I wanted to talk to you guys about because I keep seeing this every day and it's bothersome to me. It's painful to me, actually. And I wanted to talk to you guys about it because every day I talk to people. I talk to people from all over the world, actually, now that I think about it. I talk to people from all over the world and a lot of people directly from Ask an Aquarius. And I wanted to tell you guys something that I've noticed is a pattern with a lot of people from different parts of the world, and it's problematic. And for a lot of you, it's holding you back. The pattern that I'm noticing is that a lot of people are so hard on themselves, verbally, emotionally, mentally. They're just like, well, they talk about themselves in the most self-deprecating manner. And it's one thing when a comedian does it and you kind of laugh at, them joking about themselves. But it's another when you're talking to a person and they keep talking about how awful they are. They don't like their looks. They don't like their weight. They don't like their salary. They don't like their job. They say things to me like, oh, I'm so stupid. I can't believe I did this again. Things like that. And I'm sitting there thinking to myself, because you forgot the toilet paper at the market? Like, it's the smallest thing. And a person will just start talking about how awful and berating themselves. And it could be small, like really small, like things they don't even have control over. Like, oh, I don't like my legs. What? Like they're constantly, but it's constant putting themselves down. I never hear them say things they like about themselves. I never hear them say things that they're good at. They're always talking about their shortcomings, how something's their fault, how they're a fuck up, how they're not good enough, how they burnt dinner, they didn't finish the laundry in time. They're always telling me all of the reasons why they ain't shit. And I'm sitting there looking at them like, yeah, but you didn't give me any pros at all. And the cons that you gave me really aren't that deep. I mean, people are beating themselves up. And what it sounds like to me is that they're regurgitating what other people say about them, either to their face, behind their back, or whatever the case is. And I totally understand that because people have talked about me bad my whole life. Ever since I was a child. It's one of the things that happens a lot with Aquarius. Remember I told you we draw a lot of jealousy, a lot of envy, and people who just don't like us a lot of times for no damn reason. So ever since I was a child, I've been, given that kind of energy, even from sometimes adults. There was a lady that lived down the street from me, and ever since I was 4, she was jealous of me. And it was very obvious. I was a pretty little girl, a lot of us are cute little kids. I mean, come on. And it was very obvious that she was jealous of me. And the older I got and the more attention I got from the opposite sex or the same sex, she was always talking shit. And it was just obvious. And it was like, you're a little old to be hating on a 4-year-old, So we get a lot of that. And I think some people, from hearing it, they internalize it and then they regurgitate it. And I might have done that myself at certain points in my life. But one thing about me, I shake that shit off. It's like, look, I'm not perfect. You're not perfect. Perfection doesn't exist. The only entity that is capable of perfection is the Creator. So number one, accept that. Accept that fact, and that'll help you out in a lot of other areas. Accept that nobody's perfect and nobody ever will be perfect. Number one. So you have to just accept that energy, number one. And number two, start looking at what you are accomplishing and what you are doing, instead of always looking at what you don't have, what you haven't done, where you haven't been, and beating yourself up about what you forgot, or what you didn't, pick up, or you forgot to do something, or whatever the case is. You made a mistake. So what? I always tell my daughter does this. She's a Scorpio, and she always does this. When something happens, she's like, oh, it's all my fault, and it's the end of the world. And I'm just like, dog, look here. You made a bad mistake. Clean it up, move on, try not to repeat it. That's all we can do. And if you can get that in your mindset, clean up the mistake that you made and move on, and try the next time you come across a similar situation to do better. That's all you can do. But berating yourself and putting yourself down and what you haven't done and what you haven't got, I need to lose 10 pounds. And that's all I hear from people around the world. And that is the opposite of self-love. It's the opposite of self-worth, self-esteem, self-care. All of those things, you're attacking yourself. You're internalizing the negativity that you've heard from other people. And instead of just doing something about it, you're just hating yourself for it. If you need to lose 10 pounds, work on losing 10 pounds. But don't hate yourself through the process. Just be like, I need to lose 10 pounds and I need to get on top of it. And when it's important to me, I will. And that's it. That's it. Hating yourself for it is not going to help you lose that 10 pounds. As a matter of fact, statistics show us it's probably going to add on more weight as time progresses. If you need to do something for yourself, let's say you want to go back to school and you haven't gone back yet, and you're beating yourself up about it, that's not going to get you enrolled in school. It's some reason why you haven't taken on that yet, and that's where you need to look. Why have I not done this? If it's something you need to do for yourself to better yourself, ask yourself, why have I not done it? And then deal with the answer. But beating yourself up because of it is never going to get you to the goal. So I just wanted to put that out there because a lot of people do this. It's painful. It's painful to listen to. You might not know it. And it's funny to me because these same people would not say that to another person. They would know not to talk to somebody like that. And if they saw me or you say something to somebody like that, like, oh, you're so stupid because you forgot something, or you dummy, you did it again. If they heard you or I or anybody else talking to somebody like that, they would say, yo, that's not cool. But they think it's okay to talk to themselves like that in their mind, sometimes even in the mirror. I remember one time a friend of mine, her husband was really down on his luck. A lot of it was all his fault, to be honest with you. I can't even call it luck. He was just having some issues that he didn't address properly. He had gotten fired from his job because he sexually harassed one of the young girls at the job. He said something to her off color. He was joking, but she didn't think it was funny. And she reported it and he got fired. And then right after that, he had some other misfortune happen, another dumb mistake he made. So instead of just saying, you know what, I messed up, I'm going to get a new job and do better next time, he fell into a depression and he would sit on the couch, y'all, and just hit himself in the head like that and call himself stupid. And what is wrong with you? And like, I came over to visit, right? And he's sitting on the couch doing this. And I was like, I went up the steps to my friend and I was like, dog, your dude downstairs tripping. And she was like, girl, I know that's what he does. He's been doing that every day for a week. So my thing is, instead of beating yourself up about it, there's nothing you can do. You done messed up now. Get a new job. Do better next time. Now you know that behavior is not appropriate. You knew before, but you didn't take it seriously. Now you know it's not appropriate and you need to take it seriously. So get another job as best you can. It might be a little bit more difficult with that on your record now, but get another job, something, anything. And then make sure in the new job that you behave appropriately when you're around the young ladies. That's it. And even his girlfriend was his woman. I think at that point, I think they were about to get married, or they were already married. And it was like, even she was like, look, you know, you messed up, but we got to move on. So my thing to you guys is that don't do that to yourself. If you make a mistake, clean things up as best you can, move on, and try to do better next time. Stop talking down to yourself. Stop every time somebody give you a compliment, you're like, oh, well, it's nothing. Oh, well, humility does have its place, you know, but to downplay all your accomplishments, to downplay, you know, those kind of things. When somebody gives you a compliment, say thank you and move on. Stop harming yourself. And the things that people have said to you over the years, don't keep regurgitating that in your mind. Let it go. Okay? All right. Let's talk about, I got a cool comment. This came from Zuzulu. I love you. You are so on point. I am not bothered when people come at me. I'm Aquarius and I don't give a rat's behind. However, someone who shall remain anonymous says something crazy to my mama. Girl, I set this person on fire. You don't treat my mama any old kind of way. That's my mama. I was so mad. I could have walked from DC to New York. They know I don't play. Yeah, you don't want to talk smack or you know, attack an Aquarius with a temper's mama. Me and my mama are not even close, but if you attack her, I guarantee you it's going to be a problem. It's going to be quite the problem. I never, like I said yesterday, you never attack something an Aquarius cares about. And it's usually something outside of ourselves because, like I said yesterday, some Aquarius, if you attack them, they will go off on you. But most of us, you know, especially as we get older, after a while, we kind of let things roll off our back because, as I was talking about yesterday, most of the time it's just stupid. Most of the time when somebody attacks me, like every day or every couple days, a troll will attack me on YouTube. If I sat there and argued and fought and cussed out every troll, I would waste so much time and energy. Might even end up in bad health with ulcer or stressed out or whatever the case is, and it would ruin my YouTube experience because I would be spending so much time drowning in negativity. So for most of us, we just kick it to the curb. It's not important. It's trivial. Some douche talking shit in a basement behind their computer is not worth ruining my day. Let them talk shit. Let them talk smack in their mama basement. Then Queen Sandra, New York. She said, lots of red flags for sure. I've been there, but it was so subtle. I didn't notice that I was dealing with a narcissist. Yesterday, I was talking about a young lady who is clearly in a relationship with somebody who's controlling, or talking to, seeing, dating, maybe in a relationship with somebody who's very controlling. And I talked about all of the red flags that I saw that she thought were sweet and caring. And I was like, girl, you better pay attention. And Queen Sandra from New York says that she's been in a similar situation, but it was much more subtle apparently, and this person turned out to be a narcissist. Narcissists are very good. That's why it was so subtle. Narcissists are really good at controlling you and making it so you don't realize you're being controlled. They're excellent at that. They are, masters at it. That's why narcissists are so dangerous, because they will get in your head without you realizing they're in your head. Some people fumble, or some people are very obvious because they're emotionally out of control. So like the guy from yesterday, he's getting angry with her. He's yelling at her when she doesn't do things he wants her to do and things like that. But a real narcissist won't do that. A narcissist will appear nice and kind and loving and make you think that you're the one that's messing up. I was with Voldemort messing with him, in our situationship for 2 years. And he did exactly the same thing. They're masters at it, and I'm pretty smart. So if he was able to pull the wool over my eyes, at least for a certain amount of time, or I ignored certain things, it was a combination of both, ignoring and him faking. It was a combination of both. So if he was able to pull that off for even a small amount of time, that lets you know the narcissists are pretty savvy. And they're not always the most educationally intelligent, but they know how to manipulate. They know how to emotionally manipulate till the cows come home. A narcissist is extremely subtle, and that makes a lot of sense why she didn't see the red flags. It is much more difficult. But the guy from yesterday, to me, he's being kind of obvious. Every time he flips out because she won't do what he wants her to do, that's a definite sign of control. All right, guys, it's time for me to get going. So you guys come back soon because I have a lot more to say. See you later.